By the waterfall, yes.
Yeah, well, that was one of my highlights because I think after a really long day of hiking and it was hot, well actually that day we actually swam twice because Sandra and I had a bit of a skinny dip off the camera and the river and the boys went the other side. It was such a beautiful day, actually one of my favorites. And then we got there and then we went to the waterfalls and we just found, the boys actually climbed onto the rocks and they jumped off, and then Jolene and I were like, no, we're gonna do it as well. And we got up and there was a slide and we were sliding down, we jumped off, and it was just a whole day splashing around like children. And we just had such a great day, just swimming refreshed and beautiful. So it was one of my highlights. I absolutely loved it.
No, I'm really thinking now, but when you asked the question the first time, the group jumped to mind. Really, the group jumped to mind because they were absolutely amazing. Aww. Really, the pilgrims, the unity that we formed, and I mentioned earlier it was like a cloak, like a colourful cloak. But the nature, and also, and I really cannot say whether it was actually just one place. I cannot take out one place and talk about that. I think because I don't know this area at all. So for me, it was very interesting to see what lurks behind the mountains. What I found about the process is that there was time for introspection, there was time for reflection, there was time for lots of laughter, there was time for pranks, there was time for just really sitting around and talking and having a meal together and all of that. And each individual here I have learned something from, and that to me was precious.
For me, it's just the attitude of everybody, the community, number one. Like, I've never been able to just walk through a community and just stay somewhere. And that for me was a big shock and a big change. I don't know how to say it, but the hospitality of not only the community, but the group was just, that for me is the highlight. That's what I take away from this.
I had a highlight every day, and that's when we actually arrived at the place. Doesn't matter if it was a homestay or a 4-star wine farm, but it just felt so good just to take your shoes off and just relax.